How are sleeping languages like Hebrew successfully reawakened? Imagine a language that has been silent for generations, yet still holds the power to unite a community and revive a culture. That's what happens when a sleeping language begins to wake up. Hebrew is a perfect example of this process. It was mainly used in religious texts and prayers for centuries, but in the late 1800s and early 1900s, it started to come back as a spoken language. How did this happen? Let's explore the steps that made it possible. First, a lot of work was done to gather and organize all the written records, religious texts, dictionaries, and grammar books. These resources are like a blueprint for rebuilding the language. Without them, it would be very hard to know how Hebrew was used in the past. Scholars and language planners used these materials to create a standard version of Hebrew that could be spoken and written today. Next, community commitment played a big role. The people who wanted Hebrew to come alive again believed it was more than just words. They saw it as a symbol of their identity and history. The Zionist movement, which aimed to create a Jewish homeland, made Hebrew a central part of their vision. This shared goal motivated many to learn and use Hebrew in everyday life. Education was another key factor. Schools started teaching Hebrew as a regular subject. Newspapers, radio stations, and even government offices used Hebrew, making it a living language. This created a new generation of speakers who grew up hearing and speaking Hebrew daily. Modernization also helped Hebrew stay relevant. New words were created or borrowed to describe modern ideas, technology, and daily life. This made Hebrew more useful and adaptable for contemporary needs. It wasn't just a language of the past but a tool for the present and future. Cultural practices and symbols also strengthened the revival. Language became part of ceremonies, arts, and community events. These activities created emotional bonds and made people feel connected to their heritage through Hebrew. Of course, there were challenges. Political pressures, stigma, and the loss of intergenerational transmission could have stopped the revival. But through advocacy, policies supporting language use, and community efforts, these obstacles were overcome. In the end, reawakening a sleeping language like Hebrew isn't just about words. It's about reclaiming a people's history, worldview, and social fabric. When a community believes in its language and actively works to bring it back, it can truly come alive again. This process shows us that languages are more than just communication tools. They are living parts of our identity and culture.